Magandang araw mga ka-aerial defense, may ibabahagi na naman ako sa inyo. Dahil ngayong araw na ito ay may pag-uusapan tayo tungkol sa depensa, budget pangbili ng mga armas para ipagtanggol ang West Philippine Sea, tinapyasan na naman. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, wag mo muna kalimutan mag-like, share and subscribe. Manatiling nakatutok sa aming channel para updated ka sa balitang militar at West Philippine Sea.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, for the record, your Senate Committee on Finance recommended budget for the Department of National Defense and its attached agencies is 265 billion 989 million 245,000 pesos, distributed as follows: Office of the Secretary, Government Arsenal, National Defense College of the Philippines, Office of the Civil Defense, Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, Veterans Memorial Medical Center, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine Army, Philippine Air Force, Philippine Navy, General Headquarters, AFP and AFP-wide Services Support Units. In addition, Mr. President, the recommended budget for the revised AFP Modernization Program as a Special Purpose Fund is 40 billion pesos. That's all, Mr. President, and I'm ready to answer the questions from the good Senator J.B. Ejercito.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have a duty first to our troops who risk their lives daily and stand guard over our homeland. We must ensure that they have the resources and equipment to accomplish their mission. Dapat sana ay kung napupundo ng tama't maayos ang ating modernization program ay nasa Horizon 3 na tayo ng AFP modernization. We are not aiming to become or to match an aggressor's military might. Hindi naman natin kayang tapatan ang China, no? What we are aiming for is at least to have that minimum credible defense posture and fully mission capable for territorial defense of our country. Pero paano natin maabot ito kung taon-taon ay nababawasan ang budget para sa modernisasyon? This investment in our national security is an investment to our future, our sovereignty, and more importantly to our men in uniform. Mr. President, let me begin by saying that we staunchly support the good sponsor of the DND's budget by my colleague, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, in his critical mission to restore the 10 billion peso budget cut and even augment, if necessary, essential for the success of the AFP's modernization program. This aim is in line with the spirit of the revised AFP Modernization Act, which prescribes an annual appropriation of at least 75 billion pesos in the General Appropriations Act. Mahigit isang dekada na mula nang naipasa natin ang revised AFP Modernization Law, ngunit hindi pa natin ni minsan na nakumpleto ang iniakdang batas na 75 million para sa modernisasyon ng ating sandatahang lakas. Kadalasan pa, Ginoong Pangulo, ito po ay nakakaltasan o nababawasan. And that explains probably, Mr. President, why we are delayed, so much delayed in our AFP modernization program. Again, I reiterate my full support to the approval of the budget of the Department of National Defense, attached agencies, and the AFP modernization program. With the indulgence of the sponsor, just like to ask some questions. Considering the ambitious goals of Horizon 3 of the modernization program, a 10 billion peso budget reduction poses a significant challenge. To help the Senate understand the potential consequences, could the DND provide and the AFP provide a detailed scenario outlining how this reduction of 10 billion pesos would impact our priority acquisitions? Specifically, could you address which specific projects or capabilities within the Navy, the Air Force, or Army would be most affected by this budget reduction? For example, would it delay the acquisition of new ships, our multi-role fighters, or our critical defense, our missile systems that are intended for our external defense?
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. President. Uh, uh, there will be 7 projects affected by the reduction of 10 billion from our AFP modernization funds. 7 projects, Your Honor.
Can the honor, probably can you state, Mr. Sponsor, what projects are these? Not in detail, no? We know that these are probably, some are confidential, but generally, what are these 7 projects? Are they from the Navy, our vessels, our brigades?
Mr. President, not to be very much specific, these are projects concerning cyber systems and projects for forward support equipments and aviation engineering equipments, additional aircraft, joint tactical combat vehicles, and radar basing support systems. So ito yung 7 projects that would be impacted by the reduction of our modernization fund by 10 billion pesos.
Just for the record, Mr. President, as of October 2024, there are still 17 remaining projects under Horizon 1. No, ito na po yung Horizon 1, meron pa hong 17 remaining. There are 75 projects under Horizon 2 and 37 projects are under Horizon 3. So kung mababawasan pa tayo ng 10 billion, another 7 would be added. So Mr. President, may we know the timeline for the completion of the other projects? Siguro sa Horizon 1, may mga 17 pa at 75 sa Horizon 2. Can this be completed so that we can already focus on Horizon 3?
Yeah, Mr. President, for an update, because once we get the data right now, the following month, nagbabago na naman yan because progressive yung implementation ng mga Horizon projects natin. Just to inform Your Honor, just to inform the good gentleman from San Juan, for Horizon 1, we are already 99% complete. So, it is composed of 53 projects and it can be 100%. Yung remaining 1% will be completed by 2026. And for Horizon 2, we are already 23% complete. And it will be 56% complete by 2029. And it is composed of 98 projects. Medyo mas marami kasi ito, kaya ang completion rate is medyo mabagal. But still, we expect by 2029, magiging 56% ito. And for Horizon 3, right now, kung ang timeline na pag-uusapan natin, nasa Horizon 3 na tayo because Horizon 3 is 2023 to 2027. But still, we are 0 completion rate. Wala pa tayong na-completo dyan sa Horizon 3. And for this year, we have because yes sir. Because this year lang na-approve yung Horizon re-horizoning. This year lang. So wala pa tayong nagawa.
Mr. President, our honorable sponsor, dapat nga po, no, nabanggit nyo that dapat 2023 pa lang, Horizon 3 na tayo, that focusing on our external defense already, dapat 2023, especially now with the precarious situation in the West Philippine Sea. As I mentioned earlier, we are not here, hindi naman natin inaambisyon na tapatan po ang China in terms of military might. Sila po ay superpower, tayo po ay third world country. But again, we do support, of course, the aim of the armed forces to have that minimum credible defense posture. Ang Ang kinalulungkot ko lang, Mr. Sponsor, Mr. President, every year that I have been here in the Senate, the AFP modernization budget always takes a cut. And probably this is one of the reasons kaya na-delay na. 2020 dapat nasa Horizon 3 tayo, pero kung nyo po mapapansin, Mr. President, na may Horizon 1 pang naiwan, may Horizon 2 pang medyo marami, and another budget cut ang natanggap po natin mula sa age gap, no? So, and as you mentioned, Mr. Sponsor, that 7 projects will again be affected. So, madidelay na naman further ang ating pong Horizon 3 AFP modernization, which is very important right now, especially in the sensitive situation in the West Philippine Sea.
Para sa mas madaming update tungkol sa ating depensa, paki-follow at like muna ng aming page na nasa description na ang link. Huwag mo na rin kalimutan mag-like, share and subscribe. Pindutin mo na rin ang bell para updated kayo sa aking mga bagong video. Maraming salamat po.